Stop believing the 3 common myths that I'll be discussing in this video that are really holding you back in getting results when you're optimizing your Pinterest ads, when your Pinterest ads are failing or just not scaling the way that you want them to be. So, first of all, you want to really, people are just always saying, yeah, my Pinterest ads not working, just optimize the creative because Pinterest is such a visual platform. Well, yes, obviously you really want a pretty creative and you really want to make sure that you are selling your product with something that's beautiful. However, what I'm seeing time and time again is that it's not the pretty creatives that are actually bringing in the best results often. And you don't want your ads to be too inspirational actually, because if your pin is too beautiful or too inspirational and it's not really showing the product that you're selling, you're gonna get a great save rate and people are gonna save your pin to their board all the time, but they're gonna save it to their mood board for their vision in 5 years when they're gonna be purchasing their dream home, and they might want your product by then on their new couch that they have purchased then, and they're looking like, oh, that pillow would actually be great on the couch and I would love that look together. Okay, so you really don't want to only focus on getting those beautiful ad creatives. And I see this mistake happen over and over again, but you really want to make sure that it's really clear you're selling that product and you don't have to put like a big red button like shop now on it, but you really want to make sure that you're actually showing the product that you're selling and showing it in different ways and not in a way that is so inspirational that people are only saving it to their board. And just having a high save rate and a high click-through rate is not the end all be all. And I find that people are really only focusing on this and they're really like, no, if the CTR is too low or you're not getting any saves, this pin is no good and you should replace it for something that is getting that engagement. No, you don't. You want to focus on getting those pins that are actually attracting people who are ready to take action and adding to cart and checking out on your website. Okay, so keep that in mind, please, please, please. Then the second thing that I see happen a lot that people believe is that the Pinterest platform is not as sophisticated as Facebook ads and not as sophisticated as TikTok ads, but it's really getting there. And the optimization period for a pin when you set up a campaign would be like 14 to 30 days, like a couple of years ago. And right now, it's actually more like 7 days or so. And sometimes if you have a bigger budget, it's even less to get into that phase where Pinterest has tested a couple of things and you can start seeing profit. So that means that once you have your Pinterest campaign up and running and you're not seeing the results, it won't take you 14 or 30 days to start seeing results once you start tweaking your campaigns. Okay, so please keep that in mind and don't feel like you're held back because the Pinterest platform is not that robust as Facebook or TikTok maybe, but it really is getting there and you can really see results from improving pretty fast. Actually, I sometimes see when we even have a low budget of $5 per day, I can actually see a CTR increase or a cost per click decrease or a CPM decrease in just 24 to 48 hours if you know that the rest is on point. So you really want to go step by step and make a small tweak and not like overthrow the whole campaign, because then of course obviously it will go back to the learning phase and it will take 7 days. But if you're making small tweaks, you can start seeing results within 24 to 48 hours and you can actually see, okay, I'm optimizing my campaign to start seeing results because I'm not seeing those results yet, or I'm not seeing a profitable scaling yet. Am I going into the right direction? And you don't have to wait for 14 days because that's just draining money and you're going to be spending so much money and not taking action on the data. So that will be such a waste. So keep in mind, 24 to 48 hours, if your campaign is already running, is plenty of time to see if you're getting results. And then I would still leave it for 3 days maybe to see, okay, are these results consistent and not just a fluke, or I don't know, just being a coincidence or just having a lucky day. But you want to make sure that you're seeing it as a couple of days, but you'll start seeing results pretty fast. Okay, then the last thing that I really want to clarify is that so many people are saying like, no, but you're just gonna need a very big budget. Nah, you don't. I have clients and we're running ads for $5 a day, and they're selling things that are between $700 and $1,200. So, and obviously, like, it's gonna be easy to have a very high ROAS, but we're seeing like we're having a good campaign, and we can start with a little budget and we're scaling it up as we're going. And you don't need a very large budget, because if you know your audience really well, you only have to show like, and you don't have a very crowded niche, because if you're in a super duper crowded niche, you're obviously gonna need more than $5 a day. But if you have set it up and you are in a good niche and you really know your audience, you're not going to need that much of a budget. And if you have set up your campaigns and your campaign is not spending, or your campaign is spending but it's not profitable, you don't want to just increase the budget to give Pinterest more leverage to spend your money, because if you're spending all the money in the wrong direction, you are just going to you might as well flush your money down the drain. So you want to make sure that you keep in mind, okay, if my campaign is failing, it's not going to be just increase the budget, unless like you're seeing all your numbers are good but it's just too expensive, then you might need a little extra budget. But if your numbers are off, increasing your budget will not solve the issue, because the way that Pinterest ads are set up are so different from Facebook and TikTok, and where you're way more targeting on interest and behavior. And on Pinterest, you can really target on those search intent. And that search intent is what makes it so much cheaper to target those people, because you can actually target the people that you know, okay, the people who are interested in this or looking for this solution, they will most likely be ready to convert into a customer. And once you have that campaign optimized and you can start scaling, then you can start reaching those people who might not be completely aware of the solution to their problem, and you can start scale and reach more people. But you want to start with that pool, and you don't need that much budget for it, because you can really niche down, and you can be really specific on who you want to be targeting with those search terms. So you don't need a large budget to be wildly profitable on Pinterest ads. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, it's basically, this is the best practice on Pinterest. Really get to know your audience, use all the things that you can to really target those people who have purchase intent. Use the right keywords, use the right ad creatives, and go dive into what your Pinterest ads data is telling you about who this audience is on Pinterest as well. And if you're actually targeting those people in the right way. And if you are still seeing your Pinterest ads not being really profitable, you might want to get the Pinterest ads recovery. It's a kit that I put together with a 3-step framework that I'm talking about in other YouTube videos as well, but also I really I hold your hand going step by step through that framework and see, okay, what is the data on Pinterest telling you on what you should be doing as a next step to get results, and to what is it telling you to as a next step on how you can scale your campaigns, or if you're scaling your campaigns and you're not seeing the results, why is it not working? Okay, so in the next video, sorry, I just want to make sure I'm not skipping anything. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so just wanted to make sure that if you're strategic about what you're optimizing and like throw away those myths that people are talking about all the time, you will stop wasting that money. And in the next video, I will really go deeper down into that 3-step framework and how I'm applying it to a client. And you'll get a good understanding and a feeling of how it works and why it's so super effective. So I'll see you in the next video. And if you're needing any help,